This is shuttle launch control at T-minus 9 minutes and holding. 8 minutes, 25 seconds remain in the hold. And as Space Shuttle Discovery prepares for launch, the International Space Station, traveling about 220 miles above the Earth, is on a 51.6-degree inclination to the equator. The shuttle launch time is based on the time that the Earth's rotation carries Kennedy Space Center's launch pad into the plane of the space station's orbit. And right now, as we speak, the space station is approaching Kennedy. For residents and visitors in the Space Coast area, it will be visible for about 3 minutes, beginning momentarily. It should appear from the south-southwest and move to the east, peaking at about 43-degree elevation in the sky. And at the time of liftoff, just minutes away, the space station, moving at 17,500 miles per hour, or 5 miles a second, will have moved to out over the Atlantic Ocean southwest of Ireland. Mission Control in Houston is sending NASA television to the members of the space station crew so they can watch the launch of Space Shuttle Discovery.
NTD SRO 212. Go ahead, SRO. Range is go for countdown resumption, and T0 range status is go for launch. What's your status for the new T0? We're go. Copy.
And we see the space station traveling over the Kennedy Space Center on NASA television. It just passed the moon. A bright dot in the sky. Residents throughout the world can find sighting opportunities by going to NASA's website at www.nasa.gov and looking for sightings. The space station is longer than a football field. Its solar arrays span 240 feet, and it's 45 feet tall. It's a large object. It's getting bigger all the time. 6 permanent crew members are there today, about to be joined by the 7 crew members of Space Shuttle Discovery to conduct science in space.
JRPS, go ahead. L-15 recorder activation. Copy.
At this time, the International Space Station is about 90% complete by mass and 98% complete by habitable volume.
Copy, we'll put in work.
NS1 and NS4 ODC, activate B10 recorders.
The chase will be on, beginning at 6:21 a.m. in 25 seconds when Space Shuttle Discovery begins to track the International Space Station. All continues go here in shuttle launch control. A little more than 5 minutes remain in our hold at T-minus 9 minutes. A beautiful sight for residents in the Central Florida and Space Coast area watching the International Space Station pass overhead. The station is visible when it is dark on the ground and sunlight is illuminating altitude. This is, of course, before sunrise and after sunset.
Go for launch. OTC?
OTC is go.
TBC? TBC is go. BTC? BTC is go. LPS? LPS is go. Houston flight? Houston flight is go. Mila? Mila is go. STM? STM is go. Safety console? Safety console is go. SPE? SPE is go. LRD? LRD is go. SRO? This SRO, please stand by. And CDR? Discovery is go. NTD SRO. Go ahead. Go ahead, SRO. SRO is go. You have range clear to launch. Copy. Go from SRO. Thank you. And launch director, NTD. Launch director, go ahead. Launch team is ready to proceed. Copy that. I will conduct my poll. KFC Processing, Chief Engineer, verify no constraints to launch. No constraints. Copy that. Thank you, Steve. KSC Shuttle, Safety and Mission Assurance.
KSC SMMA is go for launch, please.
Copy, Terry, thank you. Payload Launch Manager. DTISS processing team is go. Copy, thank you, Bill. Range further.
Weather has no constraints for launch.
Copy, thank you. Camping and Ops Manager.
Pete, looks like a great morning. Your go to launch 131.
Copy that, thank you, sir. Discovery, Launch Director. Go ahead, sir. Obex, the vehicle is clean, weather is good, and this team is ready. It is time for you to rise to orbit. Good luck and Godspeed.
Thanks, Pete. The crew of STS131 is really honored to represent the thousands of dedicated people that make up all the entire NASA, JAXA, and contractor workforces. We're one of the most capable and versatile spacecraft ever built, and we'll see you in a few weeks. Let's do it.
Copy that, thank you, sir. NTD, Launch Director, you do the go to launch Discovery. Copy, thank you. Go to proceed with count.
2 minutes, 30 seconds remain in our hold, and everyone is go for launch. Space Shuttle Discovery stands on launch pad 39A, ready for liftoff at 6:21 and 25 seconds.
And attention on the net, the countdown clock will start in 2 minutes. Mark.
NTD ISL.
Go ahead.
I can give you step 1123, quarter activation complete.
Copy.
One minute remaining in our hold. Thirty seconds remaining in our hold at T-minus 9 minutes. The countdown clock will start in 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we are at T-minus 9 minutes and counting.
Sequence has been initiated.
And the ground launch sequencer has been initiated. All countdown functions are now automatically controlled by the GLS computer located here in the firing room. NASA Test Director Steve Payne is about to call for the transmittal of stored pre-launch commands. At T-minus 31 seconds, the ground launch sequencer will issue a command to Discovery's onboard general purpose computer redundant set launch sequencer, or RSLS software. The command go for auto sequence start enables the RSLS to reconfigure certain onboard systems for launch.
TLT, connect the central buses to fuel cells per your checklist.
T-minus 8 minutes and counting.
TLT in work.
Pilot Jim Dutton is now flipping switches in the cockpit to directly connect the 3 fuel cells to the essential power buses.
OTC, TLT, essential buses connected to fuel cells.
Copy.
Good news, all 3 fuel cells operating normally. T-minus 7 minutes, 30 seconds.
Go for orbiter access arm retract.
And Discovery, ATC, it's time to light up the skies in addition to expand scientific research on the International Space Station. Select rookies to ride a shuttle. This vehicle is about to go 17,000 miles per hour. Enjoy your ride.
Discovery copies. Thanks a lot.
Best wishes from Orbiter Test Conductor Lori Sally to the crew of Space Shuttle Discovery. T-minus 7 minutes and counting. The orbiter access arm has been retracted away from Discovery. This is the walkway used by the crew to gain entry into and out of the shuttle, and it can be returned to position within seconds should it become necessary. T-minus 6 minutes, 30 seconds and counting.
KRPS, start APU display recorders.
APU recorders are running.
TLT, perform APU pre-start.
TLT in work.
Orbiter Test Conductor gave pilot Jim Dutton a go to perform the auxiliary power unit pre-start procedure. The APUs provide pressure to the shuttle's 3 hydraulic systems, which move the main engines and aero surfaces during flight. T-minus 5 minutes, 50 seconds and counting.
OTC, PLT, APU pre-starts complete. 3-way back next.
Copy.
Everything normal with the APU pre-start. T-minus 5 minutes, 30 seconds. T-minus 5 minutes, 10 seconds and counting. APU activation will come in just a few seconds. T-minus 5 minutes and counting.
TLS is go for orbiter APU start.
TLT, perform APU start.
TLT in work.
The launch team has terminated liquid oxygen replenished to the external tank and is now initiating LOX drain bag.
OTC, CDR, heater reconfig is complete.
T-minus 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
OTC, PLT, APU start is complete.
Copy.
All 3 APUs are up and running. T-minus 4 minutes, 5 seconds and counting.
TLS is go for purge sequence 4.
The final helium purge of the 3 main engines is underway in preparation for main engine start. The final test of the flight control surfaces is being conducted. This is a programmed pattern of movements designed to verify the readiness for launch of all the flight control surfaces, the elevons, speed brakes, and rudder. And the main engines are being gimbaled through a pre-programmed series of maneuvers as a final test before launch. T-minus 3 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. Final pressurization of the external tank's liquid oxygen tank is underway.
TLS is go for EC LO2 pressurization.
And we are completing the purge of the shuttle's main engines. T-minus 2 minutes, 39 seconds and counting.
TLT, clear caution 1 memory, verify no unexpected errors.
PLT and work.
And the gaseous oxygen vent hood, or beanie cap, is being retracted away from the top of the external tank. T-minus 2 minutes, 20 seconds and counting.
Discovery, close and lock visors, initiate O2 flow.
Discovery copies, visors and O2 flow.
T-minus 2 minutes and counting. Liquid hydrogen replenish on the external tank is now being terminated.
Go for ET LH2 pressurization.
T-minus 1 minute, 44 seconds and counting. All systems are go.
One minute, 30 seconds.
90 seconds away from the launch of Space Shuttle Discovery. T-minus 1 minute, 15 seconds and counting. T-minus 1 minute. The ground launch sequencer will verify that the 3 main engines are ready to start. The booster joint heaters are being deactivated at this time. We're transferring to orbiter internal power. Discovery is now running off of its 3 onboard fuel cells. T-minus 38 seconds and counting. Coming up on a go for auto sequence start.
CLS's go for auto sequence start.
T-minus 25 seconds. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of the vehicle's critical functions. 20 seconds.
15.
T-minus 15 seconds and the sound suppression water system has been activated.
10.
We have a go for main start. It's up and ready. 3, 2, 1. 0. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, blazing a trail to scientific discoveries aboard Space Station.
This is Discovery roll program. Your roll, Discovery.
Mission control. Discovery is rolling into a heads-down position, putting it on course for 1.63, 136 to 136, touching right orbit, and eventually the International Space Station. Liquid fueled main engines are now throttling down to reduce stress on the shuttle as it travels through the area of maximum dynamic pressure. Discovery is already at an altitude of 4.7 miles or 26,500 feet and traveling.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Roger, go at throttle up.
Traveling 1,000 miles per hour, Discovery's engines are now throttled back up and performing at full capability. At the top, the shuttle weighed more than 4.5 million pounds, and now 1 minute and 27 seconds into flight, the main engines and solid rocket boosters have reduced that weight by about half. Solid rocket boosters alone are burning 11,000 pounds of propellant per second, and the external tank is now 3,000 pounds lighter than when it began. Discovery is now 21 miles away from its launch pad and 22 miles in altitude, traveling 2,700 miles per hour. All 3 main engines are working just as expected. The 3 fuel cells are generating power, and the 3 auxiliary power units are all producing pressure. In short, everything performing well. 2 minutes and 7 seconds into the STS131 mission. The booster officer in the Mission Control Center has confirmed solid rocket booster separation. All systems continuing to function well. Two orbital maneuvering system engines on Discovery's tail are now firing as well, providing the shuttle an extra boost into orbit. The engine burn will last 1 minute and 44 seconds.
Discovery, 2-engine TOW.
Discovery copies, 2-engine TOW.
That call indicates that Discovery can now reach Morón in Spain should one of the three main engines fail. However, all three of those main engines are currently working well. 2 minutes and 59 seconds into the flight, and Discovery is now 79 miles away from Kennedy Space Center in Florida, 48 miles in altitude, and traveling at 4,500 miles per hour. Space Shuttle Discovery also seeing the first of many sunrises of the STS131 mission.
Discovery Houston, you are negative return.
Discovery copies, negative return.
Discovery is now flying too high and too fast to return to the Kennedy Space Center in the event of an engine failure. That's not currently a problem, however, as all engines are continuing to perform as expected. 4 minutes and 15 seconds into Discovery's flight, shuttle is traveling 6,000 miles per hour at an altitude of 63 miles and is 181 miles away from Kennedy Space Center. Environmental Systems Officer here in Mission Controls confirmed that the flash evaporator system has been activated to provide cooling to the shuttle system until the shuttle's cargo bay doors open and double as radiators.
Discovery, press to ATO.
Discovery copies, press to ATO.
Should two of the shuttle's three main engines fail after this point, it can still reach a safe, though lower than planned orbit, as that call from Capcom Rick Sturko indicated. Discovery is now 5 minutes and 42 seconds into its flight.
Engine Ops 3.
Discovery, single engine Ops 3.
67 miles in altitude and 351 miles away from Kennedy Space Center. Discovery could still make it across the Atlantic for an abort landing, even if three main engines failed at this point. All engines are performing well.
Discovery, single engine Zaragoza.
Discovery copies, single engine Zaragoza.
Discovery now flying more than 10,000 miles per hour, 66 miles in altitude, and 430 miles away from Kennedy Space Center.
Discovery, press to MECO.
Discovery copies, press to MECO.
And that call indicates that Discovery can reach its planned orbit of 136 by 36 statute miles, even if one of the engines fails. All three engines are still working well, as are the auxiliary power units and the three fuel cells.
Discovery, you are single engine press. Your shutdown plan is nominal. Go for the plus X, go for the pitch maneuver.
Copy, nominal shutdown plan. Go for the plus X, go for the pitch.
Even if two engines were to fail at this point, Discovery could still make its planned orbit with just one. That shouldn't be necessary, however, as all three engines are still performing at full capability.
Also, Capcom Rick Sturcow there letting Commander Alan Poindexter know that Discovery will cut off its 3 main engines as planned, and that he has to go ahead then to pitch Discovery up to allow for photos of the external tank to be taken after its separation. Discovery now 7 minutes and 48 seconds into its mission, traveling at 15,000 miles per hour, 63 miles in altitude, and 730 miles downrange from Kennedy Space Center. The booster officer here in Mission Control is reporting that Discovery's 3 main engines have been shut off, now waiting for external tank separation.
Discovery Houston, nominal MECO, OHMS 1 is not required.
Nominal MECO, OHMS 1 not required.
There is the external tank separation. 8 minutes and 53 seconds into the STS130 mission. Discovery now safely in orbit, 66 miles above the Earth, and traveling at 17,500 miles per hour. Also, 1,065 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center. Now 11 minutes and 32 seconds into Discovery's flight. Commander Alan Poindexter is maneuvering the vehicle into position to take some photos of the external tank, now separated from Space Shuttle Discovery. The tank provided fuel to the shuttle's 3 main engines for its climb into space. It weighed 1.6 million pounds at liftoff, but with the main engines sucking fuel out of it at a rate that would drain an average swimming pool in about 25 seconds, it was just about empty and weighed less than 11,000 pounds by the time it separated from Discovery. Commander Poindexter is sitting in the front left seat of Discovery's flight deck. Next to him is pilot Jim Dutton, and behind them the 2 mission specialists, Dottie Metcalf-Lindenberger and Rick Mastracchio. Lindenberger is in the left seat and Mastracchio in the right. The 3 remaining crew members are seated on the shuttle's mid-deck, Mission Specialist Stephanie Wilson on the left, and Mission Specialist and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency astronaut Naoko Yamazaki in the center, and Mission Specialist Clay Anderson on the right.